2021 has unexpectedly become a time that harkens back to the very cornerstones of science fiction. Some of the most influential stories of the genre that have been deemed unfilmable are making their way to the big screen and into our living rooms. Along with Denis Villeneuve's big-budget adaptation of Frank Herbert's novel Dune comes an even more ambitious attempt to adapt Isaac Asimov's Foundation novels. This new series is set to premiere on the streaming service Apple TV Plus September 24, 2021. Recently, showrunner David S Goyer was interviewed by The Hollywood Reporter to discuss his career, and he revealed his approach in bringing this grand-scale sci-fi epic to life on screen. Adapting Asimov's world-building book series into a visual format certainly has its unique challenges. These novels were originally published as a series of short stories that were later combined into a book series. The stories featured follow different characters and are separated by significant periods of time. The author himself also noted that his novels are filled with conversations, no action, and no physical suspense. When talking about the challenges of adapting Foundation, David S Goyer said, quote, "There are three tricky aspects to Foundation that I think have tripped up all the other adaptations. The first is that the story is supposed to span 1,000 years. With all these massive time jumps, that's hard to tell. It's certainly hard to capsulize in a 2 or 3 hour film. The second aspect is the books are kind of anthological. You'll have a couple of short stories in the first book with main character Salvor Hardin, then you'll jump forward 100 years and there'll be a different character. The third thing is that they're not particularly emotional. They're books about ideas, about concepts, so a lot of the action happens off-screen. In the books, the Empire, which is on 10,000 worlds, literally falls off-screen, like it happens in between chapters. Obviously, that wasn't going to work for a television show." From the trailer footage that has been released so far of the Apple series, it is clear the production team is willing to take some creative liberties in injecting more action and suspense, which is understandable when telling this story in a whole new medium. However, Goyer also introduced a new concept altogether into Asimov's universe with the inclusion of the Empire's genetic dynasty. In the latest trailer for the series, it was revealed that the characters of Brother Dawn, Dusk, and Day, who are original characters not from the book series, are in fact clones of the same imperial ruler. In the newest trailer, Brother Day, played by Lee Pace, says that their genetic dynasty has reigned for almost 4 centuries. While this idea certainly sets this series apart from other properties featuring a galactic empire, the concept of cloning is not a part of Asimov's Foundation. When speaking about this addition to the story, David S Goyer explained the reasoning behind this change, saying, quote, "One of the aspects that I added was this idea of the genetic dynasty. Because in the books there are different emperors, but they're largely faceless. You jumped forward a couple of 100 years and there's a different emperor. I wanted there to be consistent faces, even if they're different characters. So I came up with this idea that the Empire is a series of clones of one man that they keep recycling over and over again. But at any one time, there are 3 of them on the throne: Brother Dawn, Brother Day, and Brother Dusk. And so even though we'll jump forward sometimes between seasons, and these will technically be different characters, these 3 guys have the same face. I felt that would give the audience a foothold, and since the Empire doesn't want to change, what's the cleanest expression of being resistant to change or wanting to impose your will across millennia? It's what if I can be the same person over and over again? While I understand the reasoning behind this creative decision in presenting the Empire as an unchanging institution with the inclusion of one genetic ruler, I find myself conflicted with the addition of a concept not found in Asimov's story, and whether it was even necessary from a storytelling perspective. And I'm curious if the passage of time will now be difficult to convey if we see the same actors throughout the story, which takes place over 1,000 years. Having said that, I do appreciate the difficulty of presenting this universe in a way that can be enjoyed as a television series, and will wait until I see the show before making any judgments. When speaking about this generational saga and the anthological stories, Goyer reveals a difficult challenge was making the show emotional, saying, quote, Because the books aren't particularly emotional, and in general with television people watch for emotion, they want to fall in love with these characters, so I had to figure out ways of using Asimov's themes and ideas but internalizing them into the characters. I'm sure that having a foothold that Goyer discussed earlier by having the same actors featured throughout this multi-generational story would make it easier for audiences to connect with these characters and form those emotional attachments. There definitely seems to be a delicate balance between presenting an emotionally charged sci-fi epic while still remaining faithful to Asimov's ideas. Another interesting tidbit Goyer revealed in this interview regarding certain characters is that there will be more besides the Imperial rulers that we'll see throughout the series, saying, quote, "Without giving too much away, I figured out a way to have some of the characters extend their lifespans. About 6 characters will continue from season to season, from century to century. That way it becomes a half-anthological, half-continuing story." So while it's confirmed that the actors playing the brothers Dusk, Dawn, and Day are included in the group that will continue from season to season, Goyer confirms there will be a few more as well. This will likely include Harry Seldon, who is played by Jared Harris, the psychohistorian who continues to appear in a series of pre-recorded messages throughout the story. His words also seem to confirm that Asimov's robot series, which connects to the Foundation saga, will also have a part in this show as well, as the character of Demerzel was retroactively revealed by Asimov to be one of the many identities used by the positronic robot R. Daniel Oliva, who is essentially immortal. As such, Goyer's comments definitely seem to confirm actress Laura Byrne's continued presence in the show as Demerzel. There is a lot riding on the success of this series, as David Goyer pitched it as an 8-season show with 10 episodes a season. He described the premise for the series as a 1,000-year chess game between Harry Seldon and the Empire, and all the characters in between are the pawns, but some of the pawns over the course of this saga end up becoming kings and queens. When asked about Apple's reaction to this setting and Goyer's intention for 8 seasons, Goyer said, quote, "No one knows if it will work, but I can say there's definitely never been a show like it on TV before. It takes some big-ass swings, and Apple by and large went for it. We do very unusual things in the show. We use unusual structural things. They have some trepidation about the science of it all. Apple TV Plus chiefs Jamie Ehrlich and Zach Van Amberg had come from Sony, so they had done The Crown and Breaking Bad. And I remember what I said to them was, don't note me on the science fiction. I can handle the science fiction. Note me on the drama. Note me on the characters. Note me on their relationships. I'll take care of the other crap." While some of these creative liberties have me cautious about the success of this adaptation, I remain optimistic and excited to see Asimov's ideas presented in this format, which will hopefully introduce and inspire a whole new generation to read these amazing stories. To see adaptations of cerebral science fiction in the likes of Dune and Foundation is definitely exciting, as I think general audiences are ready to embrace deeper stories. But I'm curious to know what you think about David S. Goyer's comments regarding his approach to Isaac Asimov's Foundation. Are you intrigued or nervous about some of the creative liberties being taken with this saga? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.